Yeah, there she is. It's a 74, 75, 23 foot SeaCraft. One owner. He passed away recently. It's been sitting since the late 80s, early 90s. It's got 700 hours on it. Pretty cool retro boat. About to be reclaimed by the sea pretty soon. Yeah, here's the port side. The hull's super clean. It was on a trailer one time in its entire life. That was to get it onto the water. And it spent the rest of its life here, down in Miami, coming on and off this lift. The seawall's collapsed. So it's almost touching the bottom of the hull. But it's not bad. I'm gonna get rid of that front SeaCraft vent. I'll keep the rears, but I'm not a fan of the front style. The seawall, it's probably dropped a good 2 feet, 3 feet. Here you can see the outdrive. Beefy unit. I don't know if it's salvageable. I'll clean it up when we pull everything out of the boat. I'm trying to recuperate some money from it, but I'm not sure. But the transom's solid. I'm gonna be recoring it anyway, just to be safe, but I gotta literally walk in the water to get back to land. So I have these live well pumps hooked up on the outside of his transom on both of his boats. There it is. Alright guys, so this is the inside. Looking at the stern here. It's in a rough shape. You got trees growing on this boat. So here's the current inboard outboard situation. The floor is all soft. Here's the console. There's like spider webs everywhere. I gotta look out. Coming up forward here. Untouched in about 30 years. All these hatches are super rotten, but the bones are good. Another one here. This hatch like weighs 100 pounds because it's so waterlogged. The original owner, which I'm getting it from, he had it plumbed out for live well drains coming out of the hole on each side. And so there's a large live well here, and he had another one sitting there. There's like an old school like freshwater wash down setup. Let's see, what else do we have here? You got like bilge access here, some pumps. You got the engine. Small block Chevy. It's locked up. I already tried turning it. It's crusty in here, so we're gonna be yanking all of this out. Get you a look down there. Got a missing battery. Got another battery over there. All this is coming out. We're gonna have to cut out this engine compartment hatch flush with this false transom wall. Put a patch in, so this is all seamless. Gonna have to rip out all these old electrical boxes and wiring for the for all the pumps that this guy had on the boat. Same thing with the floor. All the floor's coming out, so this is all gonna be covered. I'm gonna make a giant bilge hatch here for some storage. Ugh. All these cushions I'm ripping off. I don't think I'm gonna be putting cushions back on the gunnels. It'll just take up room. And then this is the original console. It's actually in really good shape. An old tape deck up here. It is dual controls. It does have a tower, hydraulic steering. I am going to be ditching this console. It's got like the front seat storage area up there. I'm going to be ditching this for like a newer, narrower, taller design. So we'll see how that goes. I want to get as much room as I can on each side, and then I am ditching this tower as well. I'm gonna stick with dual helms. I'm gonna have a second helm up there on the new top. It's gonna be mounted to the console itself because I'm 6'4", and so this kind of like gets in the way of going forward and aft. But yeah, like the gunnels, I'm gonna have to rip this whole top cap off, recore it, patch every single one. I'm gonna keep the through gunnel design for the cleats being down low. I like that. I don't like cleats being up on the boat. But all this is gonna have to get patched, removing all these rod holders and tiny little random cleats, tie down points all the way around. Thing is on an old Davits system. It's been sitting here suspended by this for the past 3 decades. So you can see in this engine, or in this anchor compartment, they have a large piece of all thread going straight down, tied down to the trailer eye. So that way you're not just picking it up from the cap, which is nice. These Davits do work. I've tested them. The rotation chain on that one is completely seized, so I'm gonna have to manually rotate this thing, which is gonna be a pain, but we'll see how that goes. But I am planning on cutting out the step up, so that's gonna be gone. It's gonna be a one-piece floor. Bow to stern should free up a lot more room, especially when we get rid of this console. It doesn't have the storage area, so all this is gonna be wide open. And then I'll eventually just put like a cooler long ways right here or something for longer trips, and some bean bags or something. But the floor, I could bust through it right now if I wanted to. So yeah, here's the top from this angle. I'm gonna have to cut off that whole section because it's gonna be way too tall to trailer. But I wasn't a fan of that anyway. The original setup didn't have that whole top section. The guy added it later on. But I mean, it's a cool top, but not what I'm going for. And this console's wide. It's gotta be, you get like 4 foot wide. So it doesn't leave much room of getting around it, especially with this top. But yeah, that's everything on here. I can't believe there's like bushes growing in here. I got a shore plug, a wash down point there. Got old storage here, old fighting rigs, The old hydraulic steering reservoir. The cables are all free on both stations. The hydraulic steering is definitely empty. I don't think I'd be able to bleed it even if I wanted to. But it's got an old Bravo 1 outdrive on it. It was a nice rig back in the day, but bracket and outboard. We're looking at a 300, probably a 300 Suzuki on this, maybe a 350. I'd like to go dual engines, but I don't think that's in the cards for right now. Just to get it on the water, I'll do a single. I think I'll get a bracket set up for duals in case I want to add an engine in time, but we'll see. Yeah, that's the interior. That's the plans. Stay tuned.